Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something about the journey you're on. There's a power in consistency and focus that you must come to understand. It's not in the grand gestures or the big leaps that success is made. No, success is made in the quiet, unseen moments, the moments where you keep going when no one is watching. It's in that relentless pursuit of your goals, step by step, day by day. Consistency is the key to mastery. We often look at the success stories of those who have reached the top and wonder how they got there. We see the finished product, the polished, refined version of their journey, and we forget about the countless hours, the small steps, the unseen effort that went into making their success a reality. It's easy to look at the result and think it was instantaneous, but the truth is, every successful person you admire got there through the power of consistency. Consistency is not about doing something perfectly every time. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it. It's about putting in the work, regardless of whether anyone acknowledges your efforts. We live in a world where instant gratification is king, and the temptation to quit when we don't see immediate results is strong. But consistency is the antidote to that. It teaches us to trust the process, to know that every small effort compounds over time to produce something extraordinary. You might not see the results right away, but if you stay the course, they will come. Think about the great athletes, the legendary artists, the entrepreneurs who have built empires. None of them got there by accident. Every day they showed up to do the work, even when it was hard, even when they faced setbacks. The difference between those who make it and those who don't is the willingness to stay consistent, even in the face of adversity. It's easy to keep going when things are going well, but consistency shows up when times are tough. It's in the quiet moments of perseverance, when you keep pushing forward with no audience, no applause, and sometimes no immediate payoff. Consistency is also about building habits. When you commit to doing something every day, it becomes a part of who you are. At first, it may feel like a struggle. It might feel forced, uncomfortable, and even frustrating. But as you continue, the struggle begins to fade and it becomes second nature. Habits are the foundation of mastery. And when you build the right habits, you lay the groundwork for success. It's not about doing everything at once. It's about the small, daily actions that stack up and create momentum. We also have to understand that consistency isn't just about time, but about quality. It's about showing up with your best effort, even if it's only for a short period. It's about committing to excellence in every action, no matter how small. There's no room for half-hearted efforts when you're striving for mastery. Every step you take should be intentional, focused, and aimed at building the skills and the mindset that will carry you to your goal. The key is patience. Mastery doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow, steady process. But if you commit to being consistent, if you commit to putting in the work every single day, you will look back one day and realize just how far you've come. Success doesn't belong to the ones who want it the most. It belongs to the ones who are willing to stay consistent, to keep pushing even when the progress feels invisible. Focus overcomes distractions. We live in a world overflowing with noise, with people pulling us in every direction, with distractions at every corner trying to steal our attention. It's easy to get sidetracked, to lose sight of the goals we set and the dreams we hold. Distractions come in many forms: social media, phone notifications, negative thoughts, and the constant pressure to keep up with everyone else. But here's the truth. Focus is the key to overcoming it all. Focus is what allows you to zero in on what truly matters, to ignore the noise and stay on the path toward your purpose. When you focus, you create a force field around your dreams. Everything outside of that focus becomes secondary. Distractions can only derail you if you let them, if you give them your attention, if you let them control your time. And let me tell you, time is the most precious thing you have. It's the one thing you can never get back. So why would you allow anything or anyone to steal it? Focus is what enables you to protect that time, to use it wisely, and to pour it into what matters most. There will always be distractions. That's a guarantee. The key is not in trying to eliminate them completely, but in learning how to deal with them when they arise. Focus isn't about creating a perfect environment where nothing can disturb you. It's about the ability to center yourself in the midst of chaos. It's about training your mind to be sharp, to have the strength to push past the things that pull you away from your purpose. The more you practice focus, the stronger your ability to overcome distractions becomes. Focus also helps you make better decisions. When you're focused, your mind is clear, your vision is sharp, and your choices are intentional. But when you're distracted, your mind is cluttered, your thoughts are scattered, and you become reactive instead of proactive. Distractions cloud your judgment, making it difficult to see the bigger picture and to make choices that will get you closer to your goals. Focus allows you to see clearly, to make decisions that are aligned with your purpose, and to stay on track. In a world that thrives on instant gratification, focus requires patience and discipline. It requires the ability to say no to things that are not serving your greater purpose, to walk away from the distractions that may offer temporary pleasure but will ultimately take you further away from your goals. Focus is about sacrificing the short term for the long term. It's about delaying the immediate distractions in order to stay true to the vision you have for your life. When you learn to focus, you become unstoppable. You become a person who is not swayed by external circumstances, who is not pulled off course by the latest trends or opinions. Your focus keeps you anchored to your purpose, and no matter how many distractions come your way, you are rooted in what matters most. Focus is the foundation of all great achievements. Without focus, you're just spinning your wheels, wasting energy on things that won't move you forward. But with focus, every step you take brings you closer to the realization of your dreams. Building momentum through small steps is one of the most powerful principles in achieving success. Many people make the mistake of thinking that monumental achievements come from one big, dramatic action. But the truth is, it's the small, consistent steps taken day after day that build the foundation for something great. Momentum is like a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small, but as it gathers speed, it becomes unstoppable. The key is to begin. It's not about taking giant leaps at once, but about moving forward even in the smallest of ways. When you take that first step, you don't see the full picture. You don't yet understand how far that single action will take you. But each small step contributes to a larger force that propels you forward. It's in the doing, the action, that momentum is built. Every time you move forward, no matter how small the movement seems, you are creating energy that pushes you toward your goal. This is the power of persistence. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. The more consistent you are, the more momentum you create. There's something extraordinary that happens when you make progress, no matter how tiny it may seem. You begin to build confidence in your ability to keep going. That confidence then fuels the next step and the next. The small wins add up. They create a chain reaction of positive energy that keeps you moving even when the road gets tough. The more you move, the more you start to see results, and the more momentum builds. What may seem like insignificant actions in the beginning snowball into something much bigger over time. But let's not get lost in the notion that momentum happens effortlessly. There will be times when the progress seems too slow, when you feel like you're not moving as fast as you want to. You might look at others and think they are getting further ahead with fewer steps. But the truth is, their momentum didn't come from a lucky break or a single breakthrough moment. It came from consistently showing up, doing the work, and moving through every challenge that arose. The key to momentum is to keep moving, even when it feels like you're going nowhere. Small steps also teach you the value of patience. We live in an age where instant results are expected. We want everything now, and we don't want to wait. But success is not built overnight. It's built through persistence, through those tiny incremental steps that add up over time. With each step, you are laying the bricks of your foundation. The small steps allow you to develop the discipline needed to keep going, even when the path seems unclear. The journey may not be linear, but every step you take is a step closer to where you want to be. What happens when momentum takes hold is that it shifts your mindset. No longer are you thinking about how far you have to go. You begin to think about how far you've come. The steps you once thought were small and insignificant now seem powerful. You've built a system of progress that propels you forward, one small step at a time. It is that momentum that will keep you going, even when the journey feels long, because it's the small steps that create lasting success. Staying committed when no one's watching is one of the most crucial aspects of success. In a world that thrives on external validation, where likes, shares, and comments often serve as markers of progress, true commitment is tested when no one is there to witness your efforts. It's easy to show up when there's an audience, when there's applause and praise waiting at the finish line. However, the real test of dedication comes in those moments when no one is watching, when there are no cameras, no supporters cheering you on, and no immediate recognition for your hard work. That's where the true strength of commitment is forged. Commitment, in its purest form, is not about external acknowledgement. It's about making a promise to yourself and staying true to that promise regardless of circumstances. It's the understanding that success isn't built on the moments people see. It's built in the quiet, the mundane, and the unseen moments when no one else cares if you succeed or fail. These are the moments where the foundation is laid. When no one is watching, your commitment is the only thing holding you accountable. It's your own integrity, your own determination that drives you forward. When you commit to something in isolation without external support, you learn the true depth of your resilience. There are no distractions, no external influences pushing you off course. You're left with your four thoughts, your goals, and your desire to succeed. It's easy to get swayed by the opinions and expectations of others, but when those distractions are stripped away, the clarity of your purpose becomes undeniable. Commitment becomes a personal journey, a deeply internal force that keeps you moving, even when no one else understands or believes in what you're doing. In those moments of solitude, when the world is silent and your mind is free, you begin to see the power of small actions compounded over time. You realize that what matters is not how many people see what you do, but how you show up every day. Consistency in the unseen creates strength that cannot be broken. It's during those private moments when the world overlooks your efforts that you cultivate the fortitude needed for greatness. Success is never about perfection, it's about persistence, and persistence thrives in the absence of external validation. True commitment requires a level of faith that goes beyond what the eyes can see. You may not have immediate proof of progress, but the belief in your own ability to rise, to keep moving forward, is what sustains you. There will be times when it feels as though you're pouring effort into a void, where it feels like your work is unnoticed. But it's in those moments that the roots of success are deeply embedded. Just like a tree grows unseen beneath the surface before it bursts through, but so does your journey toward greatness. Your commitment is the soil in which your dreams are cultivated. When you stay committed, even when no one is watching, you strengthen your ability to lead yourself through challenges. It builds a relationship with your own potential that cannot be shaken by external distractions or setbacks. Commitment is the internal force that guides you through storms and valleys. It's what keeps you grounded when the world is pushing you in different directions. Success may not always come with the applause you expected, but the sense of fulfillment and personal growth you gain from staying committed in the unseen moments is immeasurable. Excellence in every action, no matter how small, is what differentiates the average from the extraordinary. It's easy to give our best when we're working on big projects, when the stakes are high and the spotlight is on us. But real excellence is revealed in the mundane and the everyday tasks that seem insignificant on the surface. These are the moments when the true measure of our commitment is tested. It's not about waiting for a grand opportunity to showcase our talent or skills. It's about showing up with the same level of dedication and focus, even for the smallest of tasks. The way you handle the little things is an indication of how you will handle the big things. Excellence is not an accident. It is the result of consistently choosing to do your best in every situation, no matter how small. This mindset allows you to rise above mediocrity because excellence is built in the daily grind. It's in the details that greatness is born. When you dedicate yourself to putting your best effort into even the simplest tasks, you begin to build a foundation of excellence that will carry you through every aspect of your life. Every small action is an opportunity to practice and perfect your craft. Every task, no matter how trivial it seems, is a chance to elevate your standards and demonstrate your commitment to excellence. It's easy to assume that excellence only matters when the stakes are high. But the truth is that excellence is in the consistent practice of doing things well, regardless of how small or insignificant they may seem in the moment. Excellence is a habit, not a momentary burst of effort. It's how you do the little things, the things no one notices, that ultimately determine the level of your success. When you give your best, even when there's no immediate reward, you build a reputation for being someone who is reliable, consistent, and committed to producing quality results. There's a quiet strength that comes with striving for excellence in all things. It doesn't matter if others see it. It doesn't matter if you get immediate recognition. What matters is that you know you are giving your best effort. Excellence is not just about what you produce, it's about who you become in the process. It's about developing the discipline to do the right thing even when no one is looking, and pushing yourself to rise above mediocrity in every moment. Every task, every action is an opportunity to show yourself that you are capable of more than what is required of you. When you apply excellence to the smallest tasks, you begin to change the way you think. You stop settling for good enough and start pushing yourself to reach higher standards. The small actions you take on a daily basis accumulate over time, creating a momentum that propels you forward. It's this accumulation of excellence, one small task at a time, that leads to larger achievements. It's the quiet commitment to excellence done consistently over time that builds the habits and mindset of a truly exceptional person. Excellence is not a destination, it's a journey that starts with the smallest of actions and becomes a way of life. The ability to embrace failure as a learning opportunity is a defining trait of those who achieve long-term success. It's easy to see failure as the end of the road, as a sign that you're not cut out for the journey. But the reality is that failure is one of the most valuable teachers you will encounter. Every failure holds within it a lesson, an opportunity to refine your approach, to improve your mindset, and to build resilience. The most successful people in life are not those who never fail. They are the ones who learn how to fail forward, who see setbacks not as a reflection of their abilities, but as stepping stones toward their ultimate success. When you can learn to shift your perspective on failure, it no longer has the power to paralyze you. Instead of fearing failure, you begin to understand that it's a necessary part of growth. Failure is not something to avoid, it's something to embrace. Each time you fail, you gain valuable insight into what works and what doesn't. You gain clarity on the areas you need to focus on, the skills you need to develop, and the adjustments you need to make. Failure becomes a tool, a guide that helps you navigate the path towards success. People often think that failure is a reflection of who they are, a judgment of their worth, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Failure is not an indictment of your character or your potential. It is simply an outcome. It is the result of taking risks, stepping outside of your comfort zone, and pushing yourself to reach for something greater. The key to overcoming failure is to detach your identity from the results you get. Your value is not determined by your successes or failures. It is inherent in your willingness to keep going, to learn from your mistakes, and to grow stronger as a result. Failure forces you to develop resilience. It teaches you how to bounce back, how to keep moving forward despite setbacks. Without failure, you would never truly know the depths of your own strength. It's easy to move forward when everything is going well, when you're on a winning streak. But when you face challenges, when you encounter failure, you learn what you're truly made of. Failure builds your character, fortifies your spirit, and helps you develop the mental toughness required for long-term success. The key is not to avoid failure, but to reframe it. Instead of seeing it as a roadblock, start seeing it as a lesson. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Every failure provides valuable information that you can use to adjust your course and come back even stronger. It is not about how many times you fail, but about your ability to rise, to adapt, and to continue moving toward your goals. Failure is only final if you allow it to be. As long as you keep learning, growing, and applying what you've learned, failure will never be the end. It will always be the beginning of something greater. When you embrace failure, you free yourself from the fear that holds so many people back. You no longer let the possibility of failure stop you from taking action. Instead of waiting for the perfect conditions, you take imperfect action and trust that each step forward, even if it involves stumbling, will bring you closer to your vision. You allow yourself the freedom to fail, knowing that failure is simply part of the journey to success. Through failure, you build the courage, wisdom, and resilience to achieve what others might deem impossible. The importance of staying disciplined in your approach cannot be overstated. Discipline is what transforms fleeting motivation into long-lasting success. Motivation can be powerful, but it's inconsistent. It's a feeling, and feelings are often unpredictable. There are days when you wake up feeling energized, ready to take on the world. And then there are days when you feel drained and overwhelmed. If you rely solely on motivation, you'll find that it fluctuates, and some days you simply won't feel like putting in the work. That's where discipline comes in. Discipline is the force that keeps you moving forward even when the motivation fades. It is the commitment to showing up, doing the work, and maintaining focus no matter how you feel in the moment. Discipline means building the habits that keep you on track regardless of external circumstances. It's easy to start something with excitement, but true success is found in the ability to keep going when that excitement wanes. Discipline doesn't allow you to rely on your emotional state. It requires you to stick to the plan, to follow through, even when the results are not immediately visible. This is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who falter along the way. Success is not reserved for the most talented or the most motivated. It's reserved for those who are disciplined enough to keep taking the next step, even when the path is unclear or challenging. Discipline also plays a critical role in building mental toughness. When you are disciplined, you learn how to push through discomfort. You learn to delay gratification, to focus on the long-term goal rather than the immediate pleasure of taking a break or giving up. Discipline helps you make decisions that align with your greater vision, even when those decisions are hard or require sacrifice. It's about doing what needs to be done, not because you feel like it, but because you know it's necessary for your growth and success. It's the ability to make the right choices, not the easy choices. One of the most profound aspects of discipline is its ability to create consistency. Success is not an overnight event. It is the product of consistent, focused effort over time. When you commit to showing up every day, regardless of how you feel, you create a rhythm of progress. You start to see how small, consistent actions accumulate into big results. Discipline ensures that you don't fall off track, even when life throws obstacles in your way. It teaches you how to navigate through distractions, how to prioritize what matters most, and how to stay on course despite the inevitable challenges that arise. Moreover, discipline strengthens your belief in yourself. Each time you stick to your commitments, you prove to yourself that you are capable of doing hard things. You build confidence in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Discipline allows you to maintain focus, to keep your eyes on the bigger picture, and to trust that the work you are doing will eventually lead to the results you desire. It's not about perfection. It's about consistency, commitment, and the ability to stay disciplined when the going gets tough. Thank you.